Hello there. So I'm Connor. I'm the animator in these projects. Why do we need animation? Well, in say a Netflix documentary where people go out in the field, they meet interviewees, they get B-roll, all that kind of stuff, we don't really have that luxury. So what we have here is a voiceover and an idea. So to elevate the production value or to illustrate points that would otherwise be done through B-roll if we're out in the field, instead we do for animation. So where do I come in the process? Once Alex has finished his structure, once Alex has basically given me a locked off timeline of what the video is going to look like, the peaks, the troughs, and he's given me some ideas of where animations are going to be, that's when I come in. Essentially, he's given me exactly the amount of time that he's allocated to an animation, and now I can start going through and I can start editing them while he, in conjunction, will go and start bringing in his assets. So in theory, this is the most efficient way to work with two people. So if you have a team with you, that's probably the best way to go about managing your time. Animation probably takes about 50% of the process. So the way I like to think of animation, I like to break it up into 4 sections. 4 different types of animations, particularly for these types of videos. You've got transitional elements, which obviously are snazzy little effects and graphics that are used to kind of get from maybe one scene to the next scene. The second one is text animation. Again, this is really fundamental to elevating the production value of your video and to illustrating the key points and really hammering home key words and phrases that are used throughout the video. It's probably the simplest of the animations, but you'll use it so much that it'll probably take up quite a lot of your time. The number 3 is overlay animations. So given we're using a lot of stock footage or scenes from movies or pictures, we want to spice those things up a little bit. How often have you seen a corporate video that uses, you know, the same shot of 2 businessmen shaking hands? It's boring, let's face it. So we want to spice it up with overlays or some glitches or graphics, and what that essentially means is something you put on top of your video which modifies it in a certain way, which could be the colors, it could be the frame rate, it could be any number of things which just take the regular stock footage and turn it into something just a little bit spicier. So that'll be the 3rd type of animation that we're going to look at. And then the 4th, and probably the most difficult step of the animation phase, is the story animations. In this particular project, this might be you know, something illustrating that Masa-san moved from Japan to California. You'd want an animation of a plane flying over the ocean, landed in California. And these are the things that take up a lot of time because you basically aren't modifying assets, you're building from scratch. I tend to be particular with how many of these you put in a video because they're so time consuming, but when you do have them in the video, it really just makes the video pop. So with that in mind, I'm going to take you through the entire process of how I go about animating a video like this. The things that I do in pre-production to make my job easier later down the line, all the way to actually implementing and creating these animations, which you'll go on to use and hopefully get millions and millions of views. So, see you there.